Greetings, Uncle. This is my third take, which is rare for me. I usually try to do it all in one, but the first one I got distracted by my hair. And then the second one also distracted because I'm a little stoned. With this guy here, it's like my lungs don't get hurt with this thing, you know? It's like a vaporizer. That's what it is. It's a wax vaporizer for weed. Yeah, I think that's wax. No, that's concentrate? Concentrate, something like that. Anyhow, this is how it works, okay? And the reason I know this is one time when I was a sophomore or junior at MSU, I went back home to Troy to get a flu shot, which was like, I was really mad about it. And then I went back to school, and then the next time I came back home, I was listening to it on the radio, and they said that for this year's flu shot, the three strains of, I guess it's influenza, the three strains of influenza that they had predicted, this is how it is, by the way, so fucking listen, okay? Don't listen to the doctors, you listen to me, god damn it. I've never actually met a doctor smarter than me. No, that's not true. The surgeons are smart, very smart. And my psychiatrist is probably smarter than me too. He used to be a medical doctor. But, so on the radio they said that the flu vaccine for the year that we were in, they said that the flu vaccine had contained three strains of influenza that, by the way, government paid, so they're like, by definition, not as competent as the private sector ones. So I'm just pointing that out because to some people who understand what that means, that makes a difference in whether they believe me or not. So, okay, here we go. So basically every year, government scientists, government agents, okay, they try to predict which three strains of the flu, of influenza, are going to be the most prevalent in the United States for the upcoming year. Okay? They try to guess this. Okay? Because they say, oh, well, there's this strain down in Africa or something, you know, and there's this strain in Europe or something like that. And then they're like, oh, well, we think these are going to be the biggest problems. And so I guess it's called inoculate. Is that what it is? I don't know why I just thought of that word. So they can't, or they don't want to inoculate the citizens against, 4,000 different flu types if, like, most of them don't have a chance in hell of ever becoming an issue, right? So what they do is they say, we're going to choose, us dumbass government scientists, oh my god, government employees, they don't care. They don't fucking care. Even the scientist ones, there's no, you don't understand. Sorry. But I read a book one time for his class called Bureaucracy and Me, and it was fucking hell. It was the worst book I've ever had to read. Oh man, it was the worst class ever. Oh man. But like, I am well aware of how bad government employees are. So anyways, when I was home in the radio, they announced that the three strains of influenza that they had chosen to put in the flu shot that everybody had gotten this 9 months ago or something like that, they said that this year the scientists were 0 correct out of 3. What that means is that they got all 3 wrong, right? So there was literally no reason to get that flu shot. Okay? Now, keep in mind, okay, I'm not used to doing this in video, but that's, I don't know, I'm also stoned and in pain below the waist. So, like, yeah. I don't really, it's hard for me, even if I wasn't stoned, it wouldn't make a difference. I'm getting distracted. It's like sitting in a car and turning the radio on a static channel, but like a angry, like, static channel, and then turning the volume up very, very loud, and then just sitting there. And it's like, how long can you sit there like that? That's my pain, okay? Below the waist at all times. Oh man. But yeah, so that year they had gotten 0 for 3 right, okay? And I was furious. Like, first of all, I had no idea that was how flu shots worked. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's fucking bullshit, right? So I was so mad that I actually told myself, well, that's it. I'm just going to stop getting them right now, and we're going to see how that works for me. And that was my sophomore or junior year, right? So I was how old? We'll say 20 years old, okay? I'm 38 right now. Uncle, I swear to God that what I'm telling you is true. I have not been sick one time in 18 years. Not once. No half a day, there's nothing. No sickness at all. And for the first, not 20 years, but, from when I can remember, when I was 15 or 10 years old or, till I was 20, until I made that decision, it was like the same. It was like if people were to ask me, hey, Tim, how often do you get sick? I'd say, oh, well, I get sick like once a year usually. Like there's once a year where I have to take 3 days off of school, not because I'm lazy, but because I'm like really, really sick, So it was once a year whenever I got flu shots. And as soon as I stopped taking them, it's been 18 years. I have not been sick one time. Not once. Now, okay, a lot of people, see, everybody is going to look for a reason. Their subconscious is going to look for a reason why they can immediately discredit me and like go back to thinking what they were thinking to some extent, okay? So I just need to point out that this is also what happens, okay? You see, the justification for doing this, okay, the real justification is so that they can make money, okay? That's the first thing, okay? That's, bottom line is they're trying to make money, period. Doctors, everybody, this is what they say, so we can make lots of money, we just do what we're told, okay? That's number one. But number two is they tell themselves that this is okay to do because doing this theoretically might save, 10 people's lives. If they vaccinate everybody in the country, what is it, 50 million people or some shit like that? They tell themselves that if they can even save, a dozen lives, because these 12 people would have gotten so sick with the flu that it would have killed them, because that's a thing that, like, dude, that is not a thing. Are you kidding me? You didn't. By the way, oh my God. Fredo was telling me, and like anytime Fredo talks, you should just listen, okay? I've only been right 2 times, and he's been right 15 million times with our conversations, by the way. And I'm not joking. Only 2 things. I forget what the second one was, but it was recently. Anyhow, Fredo was telling me about people dying of random things, and then they test them for COVID, and then when it comes positive for COVID, they file it as he died of COVID and not, he slammed his motorcycle into a train that was speeding by at 80 miles an hour. You know, and they're like, oh, well, he tested positive for COVID. That's another COVID death. And, like, that's what they're doing, he says. And so, yeah, don't get fucking flu shots. Like, I was trying to convince my former roommate, who's very, very smart and capable and has millions of dollars. And I knew he was going to be a tough sell. And at the end, I told him, I said, look, man, I realize that you're going to be telling yourself, look, man, I have a family to protect, right? And, like, that's exactly what I'm trying to help you do. I'm trying to help you protect them. Okay? This is not, like, and then Fredo does it, and, like, I think I might have converted. I don't think he's going to get him. I mean, he got it this year, because he was like, yeah, I do get flu shots. Why? And he's like upset with what I told him. He's doing some serious thinking right now. All right, my legs hurt. Later.